Before we dive into Mauricio's emotional reaction, let's remember why his and Kyle Richards' relationship captured so many hearts. Mauricio Umansky wasn't just another Beverly Hills husband. He was the dream husband of Bravo fans everywhere, loyal, handsome, successful, and always calm amid the chaos of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And Kyle Richards? She wasn't just a reality TV star. She was Beverly Hills royalty, strong, witty, family-oriented, and deeply devoted to her husband. Together, they represented stability in a world built on diamonds, drama, and designer labels. For over 27 years, Mauricio and Kyle were the couple everyone admired, raising 4 daughters, building a real estate empire, and showing the world that love could survive Hollywood and housewives. But as it turns out, behind those smiles and red carpet appearances, something much deeper was going on. Act 1. The cracks begin to show. Friends of the couple began noticing subtle changes long before the headlines ever broke. Kyle, who once proudly called Mauricio her rock, started appearing at events alone. And Mauricio, the easygoing husband known for his unwavering positivity, began pulling away from the spotlight. Fans noticed it too. The absence of joint red carpet appearances, the careful avoidance of questions about their marriage on Watch What Happens Live, and the way Kyle's Instagram posts seemed less about family and more about self-discovery. Insiders say it wasn't one big blow-up that caused the distance. It was a slow unraveling. Kyle had been going through what friends described as an emotional awakening, focusing on her fitness, her sobriety journey, and her own identity outside of her marriage. Mauricio, meanwhile, was growing his luxury real estate brand, the agency, traveling constantly and starring on his own Netflix show, Buying Beverly Hills. They were living parallel lives, one source shared. Kyle was finding herself. Mauricio was building his empire. Somewhere along the way, they just stopped meeting in the middle. At first, it looked like just another Hollywood rough patch. But as rhobh cameras rolled for season 13, the tension became impossible to ignore. Act 2. The emotional distance. While filming, Kyle often opened up about feeling misunderstood and emotionally distant from her husband. She wasn't angry, just disconnected. In one memorable confessional, she said, "Sometimes you wake up and realize that the person you've shared your life with for decades doesn't see you the same way anymore." Mauricio, on the other hand, continued to appear calm and collected publicly, often saying that everything between them was fine. But privately, friends say he was deeply hurt by the rumors and the growing silence between them. He thought they were just having a moment, one insider revealed. He never believed Kyle would ever pull away for good. But then came the speculation. Kyle's new friendship with country singer Morgan Wade sparked endless tabloid headlines. The internet went wild. Theories, assumptions, and accusations flew across social media. Kyle insisted the relationship was platonic, but the gossip had already taken a toll. Mauricio reportedly tried to stay above it all, but insiders claim he felt blindsided by how public everything became. He wasn't angry at Kyle, a close friend said. He was just hurt that their private struggles had become entertainment for everyone else. Act 3. The moment everything changed. When Kyle and Mauricio officially announced their separation in mid-2023, fans around the world were stunned. They'd been together for nearly 3 decades, through thick and thin, raising children, building a legacy. In a joint statement, they said, "Any claims regarding divorce are untrue. Yes, we've had a rough year, the most challenging one of our marriage. But we have a lot of love and respect for each other." But behind closed doors, the situation was much more emotional. According to friends, Mauricio found out Kyle had been quietly talking to lawyers about potential next steps. Not to file for divorce immediately, but to understand what her options were. For Mauricio, that was devastating. He thought they were working things out, one source explained. He truly believed they'd weather the storm like they always had. When Kyle sat down with him and told him she needed space, real, emotional space, it was a moment that changed everything. She said it wasn't out of anger, the source added. She just felt emotionally drained and disconnected. She needed to rediscover who she was. For Mauricio, who had always been the protector, the provider, the man who kept his family grounded, it was a crushing realization. Act 4, Mauricio's breaking point. Friends close to Mauricio say he's been struggling quietly. He's been spending long stretches of time between Beverly Hills and Aspen, reflecting and trying to find peace. He's heartbroken, one insider revealed softly. Mauricio is not the kind of guy who shows pain easily, but this really broke him. The man who built an empire selling dream homes was suddenly feeling lost in his own. He looks at old photos of the family, the friend continued. Holidays, birthdays, their early years in Encino. He keeps wondering where it all shifted. Mauricio has reportedly leaned on his daughters, especially Farah and Alexia, who've stood by both parents during this difficult time. They're protective of both of them, a family friend said. They just want peace. Meanwhile, on Buying Beverly Hills, viewers got a rare glimpse of Mauricio's emotional side. In one scene, he admitted how difficult it was to navigate personal heartbreak while staying strong for his family and his business. It's been the hardest time of my life, he confessed, but I'm trying to focus on healing and growth. Act 5, Kyle's quiet transformation. On Kyle's side, the journey hasn't been easy either. Those close to her say that the separation wasn't about falling out of love. It was about losing herself somewhere along the way. Kyle spent her entire adult life as a wife and mother, a close friend explained. She loves Mauricio deeply, but she needed to figure out who she is outside of that role. She began focusing on her health, her production company, and her music collaborations. She also became more private, posting less about family life and more about her personal growth. Kyle didn't want to end it this way, another insider said. She's heartbroken too, but she felt she had no choice if she wanted to be true to herself. Still, despite everything, sources close to both Kyle and Mauricio say there's no hate between them. They continue to communicate daily, attend family events together, and even spend holidays under the same roof for the sake of their daughters. It's not about blame, a family friend explained. It's about acceptance. They've both realized that sometimes love changes shape. It doesn't disappear, it just evolves. Act 6, the public and private battle. What made their story even more painful was how public it became. Every word, every photo, every cryptic Instagram caption turned into a headline. Mauricio once said on DWTS that dancing helped him feel alive again, while Kyle's emotional posts about self-love fueled even more speculation. But away from cameras, they've both made it clear that their priority remains their family. They're not enemies, a Bravo insider said. They're two people trying to navigate a very public heartbreak with grace. Even Andy Cohen spoke about them, saying he admired how they handled the situation with maturity and respect, something not often seen in reality TV. Act 7, Hope and Healing. In recent months, Mauricio has slowly been finding his footing again. He's thrown himself back into work, surrounded himself with friends, and taken time for self-care. He's not angry, one friend shared. He's hurt, yes, but he still loves Kyle deeply. He just wants both of them to be happy. Kyle, meanwhile, has been focusing on healing too, spending time with her daughters, reflecting on her journey, and embracing the next chapter of her life. Both of them are trying to redefine what family means now, a source said. They may not be husband and wife in the same way anymore, but they'll always be a team. It's clear that this isn't a story of betrayal or scandal. It's a story of two people who loved each other deeply and are now learning how to love differently. Act 8, a love story redefined. As Mauricio faces this emotional chapter, one thing remains certain. He's not giving up on love, on life, or on his family. Those closest to him believe he'll rise again, stronger, more grounded, and more self-aware than ever. And for Kyle, this chapter marks the beginning of something new, a journey of independence, growth, and rediscovery. They still have love, one insider concluded. It's just not the same kind of love they once shared. Maybe that's what makes their story so human, not the glitz or the gossip, but the reminder that even the strongest relationships can change with time. After all, beneath the diamonds and drama, they're just two people, trying, hurting, growing, and finding their way forward.